Welcome to Sisters in the Kingdom.
I'm Tori,
And I'm Kristen.
and we're two sisters who love all things Disney. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, it's
Yay!
been a little bit of a break for us. I got sick.
Yeah.
Kay's
I'm
searching for a house,
trying to buy a house.
and together, not a great combination of us trying to figure out when to record.
No. Mm-mm.
So let's loop back to our fact or fiction from almost a month ago, and that was
Okay.
Art of Animation was originally supposed to be part of another resort. Fact
Oh.
or fiction?
I have no idea. Also, I don't remember this question at all.
I had to go back. We didn't have it on our outline. I had to go back and watch the video at the very end to get it, to write it for this on this outline.
I'm gonna say fiction.
You're wrong. It's a fact.
Okay, let's hear it.
It was supposed to originally be part of Pop Century.
Oh, I
So
can see
Pop
that.
Century was supposed to continue with the classic years and the legendary years.
Okay.
So like now you've got like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. So it's supposed to be like all the way down to the 1900s was supposed to be the entire resort.
Okay, and then you would have the animation as like animation progressed.
No, animation was never supposed to be there. This was supposed to be one of those years. Like the resort itself, the shell had already been built for these years, and they just scrapped that concept and said, "Oh, we're going to do art of animation instead."
I think it was a good choice.
Yeah, I would say like Pop Century does not appeal to me. It's not like a, hey, I really want to go stay at Pop Century because of the theming.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
would say
that.
Pop Century is not on my list of resorts. Like, if I had somebody, I guess, that really wanted to stay stay on the Skyliner.
I mean, that would be it over art of animation because it's less expensive, right?
Yeah, but still, that'd be a hard sell.
I don't know. I feel like I follow quite a few people that like it for like run Disney weekends. Although the Skyliner doesn't run on the way there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So, we're going to talk about my trip.
Yes.
So, and the reason I bring that up is because I want to talk about transportation a little bit.
Okay.
So it's going to come into my trip, but I'm going to start at the very beginning. And
Let's
I'm going
hear
to
it.
tell you all, I have been on lots of Disney trips, and this Disney trip I think wins of all the Disney trips.
It might be
So
her favorite. And I have a little tidbit. It's because she did Disney the way that I like to do Disney.
whatever, she does not get to claim this. No way, no how.
I do, I'm claiming.
Anyways, I did go with a friend, and that friend has asked that I give them a surname. So I figured Daisy is my favorite, like, female character. Well, like, that's not Ursula, and I feel like I
Okay.
can't call my friend Ursula. So I'm going to say Daisy throughout this because I feel like that's just a way to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
So Daisy and I left for our trip, and we left on a Tuesday morning, which is not my normal travel day.
No.
It's not my normal travel day. It was fantastic.
Okay.
No issues, nothing. I got up. My flight, so I flew Southwest, didn't even have a C group. That's how empty this flight was. No C group.
Because everywhere was frozen.
Everywhere was frozen. So if you are listening to this and you live in the Midwest, there was the ice storm in the beginning of January, and we left on Tuesday right after that. So there were a lot of places that were in the ice.
Yeah.
But I took a direct flight. My flight, no one on it. I was in the exit row.
Wow.
So I wasn't smashed into people. No issues on the flight. We got there 30 minutes early, got our bags. Daisy got a coffee because she hadn't had her coffee fix. Daisy got her coffee. Then we Ubered. So we looked between Uber and Lyft, and Uber was cheaper.
Oh, okay.
I'll still say Uber Lyft can still be kind of expensive. I think it was $45 to the resort.
I feel like that's pretty normal for leaving the airport, though.
Yeah. So it was fine. No issues at all. Took us straight to Port Orleans Riverside, and that is where we stayed.
All right. How was
And
it?
I have never stayed there. We specifically wanted to let me back up. We got in at like 12:30, and
Okay.
for Disney resorts, most of the time check-in is about 4 o'clock. But you can let them know if you're going to be there early. As soon as we landed, we already had a room ready. So check.
All
Another perfect
right.
little mark. We wanted to go to the lobby because even though we had a mobile check in, we could have gone straight to the room. We had magic bands, we had our phone. Um, Daisy had never been to a Disney resort before, so they wanted the full experience. And so we did a check in at the counter. They were able to get a hard key, and we're very excited about that component.
Nice.
So we did that. Port Orleans is a very big resort, which I knew from like the things I follow, the blogs, all of that, but it is a very big resort.
Uh-huh.
So we got there. And if you ever follow anyone that talks about Disney with bus routes, um, some resorts have one and some have their own internal bus loop, which can have 3 to 4 bus stops within the resort. And that
Oh,
is what Port Orleans Riverside had 4 bus stops within.
it is very large. I have walked around just because I'm a curious cat and I walked all around that resort before. It's beautiful though.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So we checked in, we went out to Bell Services, and they said, hey, if you let them know, they'll get the golf cart and load your bags up and take you to your room. And
Wow.
I pre planned with some cash. So I was like, so we did that. We tipped. They took us straight to our room,
Hmm.
which I put on the recommendations for the room that I wanted the first floor and I wanted a corner room because I don't know, I heard places that was good. So we got upgraded to Alligator Bayou, which always has 5th room sleepers. So that means we got an extra bed in our room. Really
Nice.
important for the two of us to have an extra bed, but we did get that.
So many regrets that I didn't come.
I know. And we were right next to the first bus stop, and that is incredibly important in this story. We
Okay.
were right next to the first bus stop in our loop because that means when the bus stops in the morning, we are the first stop. So, meaning that morning rush when everybody's trying to get on the bus stopped at ours first and then the other spot. So, if it gets full, it just moves on.
Oh. So it's ideal to be at the first stop.
It's ideal to be at the first.
Okay.
So,
Noted.
that was fantastic. So we went to our room, we got dressed. It was chilly. Florida was chilly while we were there, but we changed and we decided to hop on the boat to go to Disney Springs.
Okay.
Yes.
Not the quickest transportation.
Well, there's no other way to get to Disney Springs. They don't do the buses when the boats are running.
Oh, that's a good point. But it is cold. If it's already cold out, the boats are really cold.
It was. So it was us and another group on the boat on the way there, just us and another group.
Okay.
It was great. We went all the way there. We had not eaten.
Oh,
I'm a terrible travel day eater. I
yeah.
think it's because I don't want to eat at 2 in the morning. I really don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money at the airport to eat airport food. Just not on my
Fair.
list. And then you get like this adrenaline that you're so excited to get to where you're going that you're like, meh, I can wait a little bit longer. But then we get to Disney Springs and we are both hangry.
Yeah.
And where the bus drops you off at Disney Springs is on the far, I'm not going to say east or west. I don't know. It's the far side by all of like the main, what you would consider Disney shops. But that's like the furthest away from the food.
Okay.
Um, so you start walking and you're like, oh, well, we could go to this stand or this. And I'm like, I don't want to go to a stand. I don't want to go to a stand. Like Earl of Sandwich is right there. I'm like, I'm not eating at Earl of Sandwich. Like I'm this hungry, but I'm not wasting it on
Right.
a sandwich. So we wandered. I think we had a few ideas, but we ended up eating at, and now I can't even remember, the Mexican restaurant there.
It's La something, I think.
Is it La Casina? I don't know. It so good.
Yeah.
So stinking good. Um, we had some appetizers. So we had some chips and salsa. We had
Mm.
queso fundido. So good. And then I had some adobo chicken tacos.
Okay.
And Daisy had some carne asada, probably.
Okay.
Anyways, fantastic. We ate. We were stuffed. We couldn't breathe.
It's a
And
cute place. Their food is really good. I've been there as well.
yes, what kills me though is we get there and the hostess outside
Uh-huh.
was like, "Do you have a reservation?" And I was like,
It
"No."
was
Now you can look in this restaurant. No one was there.
not a soul. She sent videos. This confusing.
And it's fine. She let us. She goes, "I think we can make room." I walked in. I was like, "You think? Who else is here?" And it's not like anybody major showed up while we were there. Like it didn't get full. We were eating at like 2:30. It was
Yeah.
just, it was not. But anyways, we left stuffed, kind of chilly. And I was like, you know what I've always wanted that I haven't gotten? Salt and Straw, which is an ice cream place, even though I was stuffed. So we
Was it
walked.
yummy?
Oh my goodness. It was so good. So
Ah.
good.
Which one did you get?
Oh, I got the snickerdoodle.
Oh. Did it
Yes.
come in like one of those bubble waffles?
Oh, it's not that
Oh,
place.
it's not that place. Huh?
No.
Just kidding.
This is like an artisan ice cream place that is fantastic. There's
Okay.
one here and there's a few throughout the country, but it's so good.
Okay.
I will potentially make us go again, or at least for me, when we are there.
Okay. Well, I love ice cream,
Yeah.
so.
They have so many good flavors. So that was delicious. We did that. And then we were like, we're going to do some shopping because we knew one, we were cold. We didn't want to do a ton of shopping. And then we knew we needed to get beignets. So we had huge Mexican ice cream. And then I was like,
You had to
and
burn
we're
off
going to
some
need beignets.
calories.
So we did some shopping. Oh my gosh, so many merch collections dropped right before we went. Like a ridiculous
Yeah.
amount of merch. And I am somebody who typically will get like one thing. Like I am not a big
She's not
getter.
me.
No, but I had to restrain myself. I'm wearing, so if you're watching this, I'm wearing one of the new, like, I'm going to stand up so you can kind of see it. The new Parks and Play
Oh,
sweatshirt,
it's so
which is
cute.
totally me. Just classic
I love it.
characters. I think the back just says Mickey and Friends Park and Play.
I almost feel like they should have reversed those.
Yeah, well, but
It's still very cute. That's
the
just like
whole
my opinion.
the whole Park and Play collection is adorable. They have ears, they have clutches, they have different things. There is
Ooh.
a Park and Play Space Mountain sweatshirt that I really like. That's like royal blue
Ooh.
that just has Mickey and Goofy riding Space Mountain. That I was very tempted because it's Space Mountain's
Wow.
50th. So
Oh, that is
very
tempting.
tempted. I got another one that was actually almost impossible to find. I'll wear it on another one, but it is a white quarter zip
Mhm.
that the back has classic rides. I couldn't find it anywhere. Disney Springs, any of the not resorts, parks that I went to didn't have it, but our resort gift shop did.
That's a great place to find things. If you don't see merch other places, your resort gift shop might be holding on to one or two last things.
Yes, so I grabbed it there. So, but there's tons of merch that's out right now. So when we go back in a few weeks, I'm sure I'll be searching again. So we did that, and then we
Wait, did
decided
Daisy get anything?
Daisy did. Daisy got 2 sweatshirts
All right.
while we were there, I think. Don't quote me. I can't always remember. But then we decided to take the boat back.
Okay.
And on our boat back, we were the only ones on the boat.
Solo.
Which will tell you how cold it was because people weren't riding the boats.
Mm-hmm.
But we took the boat back to Port Orleans French Quarter because we wanted some beignets. Perfect timing. We walked in, there was no one there, and we shared a plate of 3 beignets, and we didn't think we could breathe. So That
Yum.
was, it was delish.
I love beignets. Everyone should go get a beignet.
You should get a beignet. Don't get it from Magic Kingdom. I'll talk about that. Don't do it. But get it from Port Orleans French Quarter.
Yes.
So at that point, the only way to get between French Quarter and Riverside
Hmm.
is to walk.
Yep.
And at that point, we decided that the lift for $3 was a better use of our legs. We decided at the beginning of this trip was to. I can't remember, and I wish Daisy was on here because we kept saying that we needed to preserve our walking feet.
Oh.
And so we were trying to be strategic, and we were like, okay, we can take this walk, which was almost a mile, back to our resort,
Uh-huh.
or we can pay $3 for the lift. That's going to drop us right in front of our room.
So is it like a true lift, like driving lift, like
Yeah.
Uber just outside of the resort that then takes you?
Yeah, they come in. So just like an Uber comes in, and it took us from one resort.
In my head, you were in the horse and buggy.
Oh, no. That would have been fun.
I don't know
no.
how that would have been $3, but I was like, respect. That is a fun way to do it.
No, we took a traditional, and it's fine. That's what we chose to do. So then we got back to the room. We set our Hey Disney, which is like an Alexa for Disney. We set that for our alarm in the morning, and we went to bed because we wanted to make sure that we could get up and get to Magic Kingdom.
Okay. That sounds like a great first day.
It was a great first day. Walls are thin at the resort. I don't know if it was marbles like going back. It was rough. But it was fine. Like the room was the room. So
It was
pretty
beautiful.
good. It was beautiful.
The designs were chef's kiss.
We woke up pretty early with our goal. So early park hours started at 8:30.
Okay.
Which means buses typically run an hour before. So we wanted to leave the room by like 7:15 to try to get to the buses by 7:30.
Okay.
We did that. Fine. We hit the first bus, which came early at like 7:26.
Okay.
We went through security. Key tip with buttons.
Oh, yeah.
If you put two buttons next to each other, they set off the security thing, and then you have to go through the long line to get checked. So separate your buttons if you're wearing two celebrating buttons.
Sometimes they'll snag you for one, though. It depends.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get snagged with one the entire time. And once Daisy moved her buttons to separate places, we never got stopped again.
Okay. Good to know.
So we got there. We had plenty of time to rope drop. And I decided we had a really good stack of rides.
That's your specialty.
We did. So we had Haunted Mansion, we had Pirates, we had Tiana's booked through a virtual queue.
Were those your 3 that you like pre-booked with Lightning Lane?
So originally, yes.
Okay.
Originally, we had Tiana's, Haunted Mansion, and
Pirates. Okay.
But then we got the virtual queue for Tiana's.
So then you could...
We switched that for Space.
Okay. The original 3, she swapped that for
Yep, so
Space.
then we had Space, Haunted, Pirates,
Okay.
Tiana's virtual queue, Seven Dwarfs extra individual, and Tron extra individual. So we had 6 going in to Magic Kingdom.
So you paid extra for 2 of them. 1, you got the virtual queue, which then you were able to knock off of your original 3.
Yes.
Okay, that all makes sense to me. I'm just reiterating it for the people listening.
Yes. So when you look at that list, it's like, okay, what do you really need to do? Because early park hours, you get Fantasyland and you get Tomorrowland, but Tron isn't open in Tomorrowland, so you get like Space or Buzz or People Mover, that kind of.
I often rope drop the People Mover. I'm just kidding.
Or you can go to Fantasyland, you can do Seven Dwarfs, which we already had a thing for, or all of the like littler like dark rides.
Yeah.
So we decided, hey, we're gonna go in, Daisy needed a coffee, so we went to Starbucks. We got a coffee. I got a water. We got, I think I got like a breakfast croissant, got
Ooh.
something to eat. I can't remember what Daisy got. And then we just got in line, headed to Fantasyland, and I was like, what if we just do Peter Pan? Because that's another one that has a long line.
I mean, that is a good choice because it can go up to 75 plus minutes.
It can, and I don't want to wait for this.
No.
I talked about this. I said, my mom sometimes this is her favorite and doesn't get to ride it because we won't waste a pass on it very early.
Sorry,
and
Mom.
no one wants to wait.
We love you.
Mom, you would love Daisy because we rode Peter Pan, which I think we ended up waiting maybe 5 minutes.
Nice.
By the time we got out of it, it was already up to 45. We made it maybe 5. And as we were riding it, Daisy said, this is the best ride. This is the best way to start.
Aw, so
Disney
magical.
Yeah. So it was great.
Did Daisy have to finish the coffee before Peter Pan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one, just like a caveat for people that don't know, because I also travel with a friend who loves coffee, and it's like a first must-do park thing. And then if you're rushing to a ride, you have to know that you also need to finish whatever coffee you just bought.
You do, but we waited at Rope Drop for quite a while, and everybody was like strategizing. It was funny because some people around us were like, oh, what are you going to try to ride? And we just joked. We were like, honestly, we're not going to push anybody. We're just going to go to Peter Pan. And so there were people who were like, and we were like, we'll let you go. Like, you can just don't run into, because when you're in Rope Drop, that's the one time if you're going to get an elbow thrown at you, that's going to be it.
I feel like you would also throw the elbow. The first time for Snow White, she's like, we're going.
I would, but you know what? I didn't have to this time, and it was great. So after Peter Pan, we went to the Tangled bathrooms to go to the bathroom during early park hours.
Okay.
We did that, and then we said, let's ride It's a Small World, because we have nothing else to do.
Why not? Why not get on? You could have done Seven Dwarfs twice.
We could have. But the person I was traveling with is not as big of a coaster fan as me. So I feel like there was some easing into things.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Give and a take here. Give and a take. So we did Small World, which was great. And then I'm like trying to remember. I think Haunted Mansion was up.
Great choice.
I think it was Haunted Mansion, then Seven Dwarfs, then Pirates, which is my favorite.
Okay, so you didn't even walk that far originally.
No,
you stayed in the same area.
Yeah, that was her thing. She was like, oh my gosh, you planned this. We are saving our feet. And I'm like,
It never happens like that. Usually Tori's like, okay, so we're going to go ride Haunted, and then we're going to go over to Space. And then after Space, we're going to come back and go to Tiana's. And then...
I know. Somewhere in there we did People Mover.
Okay. Love that ride.
I don't know. It becomes a blur for me.
Okay. How was Tiana's?
Well, that wasn't until, maybe it was right before lunch. It was great. We wore ponchos and put them over our head and tucked our booties on it. It was freezing. And I did not give the warning that you have to duck after you take the picture if you would like to keep the water from your face.
Ah. But it was great. Oh, I really want to ride it. I want to see the inside.
Okay, so I was thinking about this. Pause. Let's talk about our own trip. One, are we going to do passes? Multi-pass while we're there.
Oh, that's actually a really good
because we can't do anything till after the tour. But I was like, do we want to?
We could choose them for later times.
Yes, we just won't be able to do as many. But part of me is like, I definitely think we need to get Tiana's. Like, I feel like we should just book a Tiana's, a Haunted, and a Pirates. I think we should pay extra for Tron at night because we'll be there at night.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't necessarily care about Seven Dwarfs.
I think that we have one special person with us who would want to ride Seven Dwarfs.
That's true. Mama does love it. Mama does love it.
So I think we could do all that in a later afternoon.
I don't think we need to do Epcot. If we do, maybe we pay for Guardians. But can you ride Guardians?
Yeah, as long as I don't eat a lot first.
So I don't know if we plan on paying for Guardians and just doing that, or if we just try to virtual queue it. I just don't want to only depend on a virtual queue and then us not get it.
Yeah, but we're also pretty good at virtual queues.
We are pretty good.
Huh.
Okay.
That's good.
Anyways,
Good questions. Good ponderings.
yeah, so Tiana was great. Then we decided to eat at Tony's Town Square restaurant, which have not done. Okay, do you want to hear a funny story?
I do, but I also just want to say that originally Tori said that this place is not good and you should not go there. And then she went, and now her opinion's different.
Some good food things came out. But anyways, funny story. So we were waiting to be called, which they're extra when they call you because they were like, family, special family, blah, you know. And
Uh-huh.
but so they were calling all these names, and there was a person behind us
Uh-huh.
who was clearly calling their work pretending to be sick while yelling
No, that's like the
special
worst
family.
place to do
This
that.
person's on the phone like I don't think I can come in today. I'm like, what are you doing?
No. They had to have heard that in the background.
Right. It was a thing. It was a thing. But we sat down. It was fantastic. We got 2 appetizers plus 2 main meals. Again,
Nice.
but we couldn't move afterwards.
Oh.
Hindsight, we could have done the apps and maybe split a main. I don't know, but we did the apps. So the apps have like foot-long cheese sticks, mozzarella
Yum.
sticks. So stinking good. And then they have garlic cheese. Well, it's like garlic bread on like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
She's
a
showing
thin
you.
bread. I know it's a thin bread with like a grill, like it's grilled, so like grill marks on it. And
Okay.
it comes with a pot of melted cheese that you pour over the top of it.
Oh.
Oh, so good.
Yum.
The pasta was fine. I think I had like a vodka pasta with some chicken in it, and it was good.
Why did one
It
of you
just,
get spaghetti?
I did not get spaghetti.
I just feel like it's like Lady
What
and
do you
the
want me to
Tramp.
have? Like a moment? You want me to nuzzle a meatball with my nose? Just
I don't know. I just saw like full circle.
full circle to what? The movie?
Yes.
Okay. But it was really good. I will say it's on the pricier side, but you're going to get that at any
Okay.
sit down in a park. But
Yeah.
the apps were I would definitely go back to do, even if I just went back for the apps, definitely do it again.
All right.
Then we just continued on our day. I can't remember what order we did anything. We did Buzz. Like I said, we did People Mover. We did Space. We did a walk. We waited in line to ride Pirates twice because that's my favorite.
Nice.
We did Tron at night, which the individual I was with like had a fear of riding on the motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
So we went down and I asked for the adaptable seat.
Oh, okay.
So if you've ever wondered, they do have a bike that if you have a fear of being on a motorbike, if you're a particular size and don't feel like you would fit comfortably, you can just ask them, and it is like more of like a normal roller coaster like bench seat with a lap bar. I felt like it was just as great. It's in the back, so if you like to ride in the back, they were very accommodating, and it was fantastic. Nighttime, the best time to ride Tron.
Yeah. And
And
you had
then,
paid for it, so you didn't have to wait in that scalding line in the dead middle of the day while you
right,
sweat to death.
somewhere in there we met Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
We met Daisy and
fun.
Minnie. We met Tiana.
Oh,
Yeah, so we did lots. We watched the cavalcade. We made a decision though. I am a rope like to close down a park, but we
yeah.
made a decision to get out. If we could get out while the fireworks were up in the air, that would be the best time to go because you're not hitting the rush of people.
Yeah.
And so we were headed down Main Street when the fireworks started. So I got to watch a little bit of the fireworks and get on the bus, which the bus was waiting when we got to it. So we got directly on
Ooh,
it and then went back to our room.
that's perfect.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
All right. So that was
Really
that
was.
day. How was your next day?
Next day was Hollywood Studios. And
Okay.
okay, so it was colder.
Okay.
Same morning technique worked. Typically people here will rope drop down Sunset Boulevard, so hit Tower
Mhm.
or Rock and Roller Coaster, or they will head to Slinky,
Yep.
or they will head over to Rise of the Resistance. Those would be like the main factors. But the person I was with really wanted to do Mickey and Minnie, so we rope dropped Mickey and Minnie.
Great ride.
It was. We ended up riding it 3 times that day. One time rope drop, one time because we had a pass for it, another time because we just waited in line before park closed.
Truly nothing could stop you.
Nothing could stop us. No, that's so true. So we rope dropped. They actually rope drop again 8:30. Early park was 8:30, but they actually, I think we were on the ride by 8:28 maybe.
Nice.
Yeah. So we did that, and then I was like, do you care if I go do Tower? I love Tower of Terror. It's like one of my things. And again, the person I was with, I didn't want to push them too much, and so they hadn't gotten their coffee yet. So they went to get coffee, and I was like, I'm going to go do Tower.
Okay.
I'll meet you. And I get to Tower, and it was a complete walk-on. Like, weren't even doing pre-show, walk-on. So, like, through the pre-show, like, directly down. And so it was fantastic. It was the best. I got off Tower, early park entry might have just ended, if that. And then we just kind of wandered through the day. Yeah. So
you got breakfast, right?
Yes, we went to Woody's Lunchbox, and I got breakfast tachos, which I've never done.
How were they? I've always wanted them, but someone I know is always I don't know where she shows up on your screen. Is always dragging me to rides.
Hey, I know I am, but
I am a willing participant. But
yeah, they were delicious. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Daisy was gifted a Lunchbox tart.
Oh, okay.
She did not enjoy it.
Good to know.
But it was something that was tried.
Okay.
I honestly, I'm bad at this. Kay's so much better. I don't remember which order, how
she
we
has
wrote
no
it.
idea, but she sent it to us. I should have saved it.
I did. Well, I can give you a rundown of everything we rode.
Oh, okay.
I just can't tell you the order. So we ended up riding Mickey and Minnie's 3 times.
Okay.
I got to ride Tower of Terror 4 times.
Wow. Your stomach was all over the place.
It was so good. We did Rise because we paid to do Rise.
Okay. Did it? You got to do the whole thing? It wasn't like, okay, perfect.
The whole thing. We got to do Slinky twice. So one because we had a pass, and one because we just waited in the long line. We just were like, this is the day we're going to have this. We did Toy Story Mania, so the like shooty game. We did that
fun.
Twice. We did Alien Swirling Saucers 4 times.
That one blows my mind. Like, what was the thought process behind let's do it again?
Because we had so much fun. Like, I need everybody to understand. I think I was fully a kid this entire trip. Like, we were riding, if you've ever ridden, like, the Scrambler, it is not as intense as the Scrambler at all, because I can't do the Scrambler anymore. But you know those rides where your body just, like, whoo, woo, I'm throwing my body side to side if you're not watching this. That's what was happening in this. We just let our bodies go free, and so anytime we took a turn, we were, like, just running into each other and just fall. It was hilarious. And we had the best stinking time. And the cast members thought it was hilarious. They were like, oh my gosh, you guys look like you're having so much fun. They were like, back again.
Aww.
Yeah. So it was great. Let's see. I ate at Woody's Lunchbox again at night.
Big fan, big fan.
I also got the brisket grilled cheese with tomato soup. Mwah, chef's kiss.
So
good. For lunch, I had another grill. I don't know what was wrong. I have never eaten at the commissary. So ABC commissary. I had their buffalo chicken, grilled cheese, which was, again, fantastic. Daisy had a hot dog over at like the place right by Gertie's.
Oh yeah.
She had a pretzel dog. Pretzel bun.
Yes.
Not a fan.
Oh,
Hard as a
really?
rock.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Daisy proceeded to tell me that they were not allowed to pick any more of their food items because anytime they tried to pick their own food item.
Yeah. They haven't sounded like the best of choices, but I mean, to each their own.
Yeah. So I forgot to say the first night we went, or one night we went back and ate at like the like food hall at Port Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
and they got red beans and rice and proceeded to throw it away and go back and get like
Just
chicken
got beans
fingers.
and rice? Okay. I mean, I have learned to love beans and rice, but I mean, no protein in there
Well,
anywhere.
red beans and rice, like Louisiana food, like we're
But
pumped
there's
about it.
there's no like meat.
No. So proceeded to tell me they were no longer allowed to make their food decisions.
Yeah, I would agree. I would
I
agree.
got gelato at Muppets Courtyard. I got the Pog gelato.
All right, you're getting it before they. Do you think they'll take it away?
I don't know, but it was delicious. I feel like I tried a lot of things that I normally don't, and I was just fully,
All the things you talk about.
yes. I was like, I need to do this. I need to do this thing. And I just continued to do the things.
That's awesome. I love that.
So,
Okay, also we need a moment for her ears
oh
because
yeah.
that had to have been at Magic Kingdom and she skipped
It
over
was.
it.
I was actually, did you know you can do them at Disney Springs?
I figured you could in the Ye Old Christmas shop.
Yes. But I wasn't committed at that point.
Okay.
And so I just had to go in. So I actually went right after, maybe right when the park opened. I went, I picked my ears, and I just went up there. I had no plan, and I was like, I'm going to do my name. Can you do some pixie dust? And can you do fireworks? And like, okay. They were like, okay, it'll be
These
about
are ears. For those
yes,
of you listening, she's wearing a pair of ears that she
yes,
got customized.
yes. They said it'd be about 3 hours.
It's not bad.
5 minutes later, they were ready.
Oh, did
So
you do this at the start of your day? Like,
yes,
at what point did you do it? Because I know you rope dropped first. So you rope
yes,
dropped.
we rode. I think we rode the two rides. I think after It's a Small World, we maybe went there because we had a few minutes right before
Oh, Haunted
our.
Mansion.
Yep.
Okay.
So we did it, and I got them right away. This
Nice.
is where I would say check your ears and don't be afraid to say something, because I specifically said I wanted pixie dust and I wanted fireworks, right? I wasn't specific about colors. I said let the artist use their imagination. But I opened them and there were fireworks and it was just my name. There was no pixie dust around my name. And I was like,
Oh.
it
But you
feels a
also paid
little,
for it.
but you don't pay for the pixie dust.
Oh, yeah, that part is, yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Normal me. So if you know me in real life, I am not somebody who will ever say anything. I will
We'll
just
both
bite my
say it's
tongue.
fine. Even if the food's wrong, we'll eat it.
Yep, I'll eat it. So, but I was like, nope. And so I went back and they took the ears right away and immediately did it right then and there and
They
got it
look
all situated.
great.
Yeah, right? They're fun.
They are fun.
Definitely me. I think the thing I struggle with is a lot of people do years, and I'm like, I cannot do years on my ears because
It rhymed.
I know it's just not my vibe. But overall,
So you think a year like then dates them, so you wouldn't want to wear them anymore?
yeah, like it's different. I feel
I
like for
think
your running ears,
yes.
because
Well, I
you're
was gonna say a
celebrating.
lot of people agree with that. Because a lot of people, at least like in the running community, not ears related, but I've heard a lot of people have qualms with like the lounge fly bags that they do for the races because they say the specific year of the weekend.
Well, so that's the same thing with like a lot of the park merch. Like there's some really cute ears right now, but they say 2025 or there's a shirt. And I'm like, I don't want anything that says the year. I did this with Daisy all the time because I brought some of my older sweatshirts that I would wear.
Hmm.
And so we played a game of, because then I wore this one day because I didn't have
Uh-huh.
enough. And I was like, I guarantee there's going to be a ton of people wearing this, but like my older sweatshirt, I won't see anywhere. And she was
Hmm.
like, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I like to wear my older stuff because it's like, it's
More
not,
special
it's not
almost.
as prevalent. And it's
Uh-huh.
not that I don't love this sweatshirt because in a few years I'll wear this sweatshirt and no one will be wearing this sweatshirt. But at one point I got on Haunted Mansion and there was a whole family, I think 6 of them wearing this sweatshirt. And I was
That
like, oh,
sounds about right.
I'm part of the club.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't mind year stuff, but that's just me. And a lot of mine is correlated to something.
Yeah. So overall, it was fantastic. We did stay all the way until park close. Um, We then went back, went to bed, woke up in the morning, went and had a Disney breakfast, which was fantastic. I got some Mickey waffles
Where'd you go?
just at the
At the
resort.
resort? Okay.
Yep. Mickey waffles, all of that. And then
Yum.
we took a Lyft back to the airport, which I will say back to the airport, I think it was $26 back to the airport
I feel
compared
like
to.
it's usually cheaper going, which
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, but also doesn't. You're going to
Yeah.
and from the same spot.
Right. So it was a quick trip, but it was fantastic. I think the weather helped a lot because I heard all around me people talking about like knowing people who had canceled their trips or done things, which I get if it was a
Yeah.
once in a lifetime trip. But honestly, the weather made it pretty great. It wasn't like freezing. I wore a hat sometimes. I had gloves just in case, but it was wonderful.
So here's my question. This is
Yeah.
relevant. It'll be a little bit old by the time this comes out, but have you seen, because I haven't looked yet, any videos of people in Disney right now? Like, are they currently open today? It's snowing, just for
Yes.
reference.
I don't think it's snowing in Disney, is it?
Oh, well, it is in Florida.
It is in Florida. I don't think
I
it's
don't know what
snowing
parts, but
in
that's
Disney.
like mind-boggling to me. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
let
I'm
me
gonna go
hang
to
on. I
Florida
can
and
tell you
have
the temp.
sunshine, and then it's snowing?
I
That
can tell you the
is
temp. Hang on.
wild and fun.
Today wasn't even bad. Today's low was 41. When we were there, the lows were in the
Oh,
30s.
yeah.
So, and it's back by next Friday, not this Friday. Next Friday, it's back to a high of 77. So,
40 is cold though. 30s and 40s for Florida. It's
yeah.
unexpected, I feel like.
So, I don't know. But overall, it was a fantastic trip. I loved it. I can't wait to go back. I have Disney blues as soon as I leave the park, which is crazy because honestly, when I'm walking out of the park, Disney tired is a real thing, right? When
Yeah.
I'm walking out, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay not being back for a few days. And then the morning comes and I'm sad and I don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, it is what it is. I know that I'm a Disney adult.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's get back to the normal fact or fiction.
Okay.
All right. So next time, I won't say next week because we're at every other week, but next time it will be the way that I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. It's a little bit funkier for me.
Okay.
The way the voice / accent the general public associates with pirates
Mm-hmm.
comes from a Disney movie. So when you think about like, arg, matey, like that tone and like what we associate a pirate to sound like comes from a Disney movie.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm with you now.
Join us next time for the answer.
You've been listening to Sisters in the Kingdom. If you like this episode, please drop us a rating or review below. We hope you've enjoyed this little piece of Disney in your day. And remember, you are the magic.